Hey, and thank you for clicking play. Today's video isn't actually about computer games. Nope, don't tune out straight away. It is about nostalgia, which is what my channel is all about. So, although what I'm about to show you is brand new. Oh, I'm gonna have some explaining to do. This is a cup of coffee. That's because that's what I'm drinking right now. Black. The colour is relevant. Let's move that over to the side. Growing up, probably like many of you, I was a fan of the Hoff. No, sorry, not the Hoff. Knight Rider. The astute among you will notice, obviously these are not VHS, these are DVDs, these are sort of recollections. And I'm missing, I have a special here. I have season 1, I have season 3, I have season 4, I don't have season 2. So anyway, that's just to sort of give some context to this purchase. Big fan of Knight Rider, always was, always will be. So what did I buy at the shops today? Here it is. So I spotted these in the shops on the run up to Christmas, and obviously, being a mature adult, added it to my Christmas list and nobody bought it for me. But I did get gifted some money. And when I went to the shops after Christmas, well, guess what? 20% off everything in store. And that was good enough justification for me. I did and ah, but no, I just had to have it. And they had, so a few of these left. And also car, you could get the car model. So these are by Jada Toys. We'll talk about the scale in a minute, but the reason why I thought it was so cool, I did and ah, do I really need this? Do you know what? Yes, I do need this in my life. Because look, you could test these in the shop and you press the door in and the light goes, the sensor goes. How fantastic is that? I mean, seeing that, you have to have that. If you're into Knight Rider as a kid, you have to have that. So look, some interesting things here. First and foremost, I remember growing up as a kid and you couldn't find a Knight Rider model. Matchbox didn't make them and Corgi didn't make them. I'm talking about the small cars now. But so anything with this style bonnet turned into KITT. And do you know what? Because my house predominantly had black and white televisions, I, for ages, didn't actually realise KITT was black. I just assumed he was red because he kind of looked like a Ferrari. You can show how much I knew about cars growing up, not very much. He's a Pontiac. But obviously, I eventually learned that he was black. And from that moment on, any car that I got that looked similar to KITT, if it wasn't black already, well, it had to be painted black. Until eventually, there was one brand, I forget who it was, but they did bring out a KITT model, as in the small cars, and they did bring out a General Lee from the Dukes of Hazzard. And I think they also did an A-Team van as well. But up until that point, it was really hard to get one. So seeing this in the shop as an adult, it's like, well, do you know what? I have to have this. It's a much bigger model. Now, what scale is it? I've looked all over this box. Seeing it in the shop, I assumed it was 124. I don't think it is. So usually the other scale that you'll get in these kind of models is 118, and I don't think it's that either. And I can't see, my eyes are failing these days, but I can't see anywhere on the box that it actually states a scale. Now, it is by Jada Toys, and I do have some other Jada models that claimed to be 124 scale, but they were. In fact, I'll show you. So in terms of model car scales, let's put that to one side for a minute. This is a Jada Toys 240SX, similar to the 180SX that I owned, but mine was just all black with pop-up headlights. Looks very much like Knight Rider. Can you see a trend? Anyway, so that's 124 scale according to the box, and I believe it says on the bottom of the model as well somewhere. Right? Jada Toys 124. Here is a Bergio, or however you pronounce them, the ones that we get predominantly in the UK, a 124 scale Ferrari F50. And the scale, even though the length of the car, it just doesn't look right, especially the wheels. Something's off with one of these two. And when I asked the supplier of the Jada Toys models, well, I didn't actually get a response. So yeah, it's quite interesting that the two don't actually seem to match up. In terms of actual scale, size of the seats are quite different as well. Yeah, pretty different. Yeah, it's a bit weird. They don't seem to, I mean, 124 is 124. Anyway, enough about that. Let's unpack Knight Rider, because this channel's not about cars or even model cars, but it is about nostalgia, and Knight Rider, that's a nostalgia ticket to do this on my channel. And so, how do we do this without damaging anything? Here we go. I think that's all there is there. Obviously, as a kid, you wouldn't care, but as an adult, you're going, I don't want to damage the box because, you know, one day this will all be worth a fortune. It won't be, not while I'm alive. And after I'm alive, it still won't be worth a fortune. So who cares? But if you can avoid damaging, why do they put tape everywhere? There's tape at both ends. Get rid of that. It's not going to end well, is it? Oh well, it's coming out. It's coming out backwards. KITT is reversing out of the box, and the box is a nice sort of diorama style. I mean, I will try and keep the box in good condition, obviously. Oh, that's why that didn't actually need to. Oops. Everything's fine, nothing to see here, but I didn't actually need to undo that. What I do need to undo is these. Now, because this was bought with Christmas money, let's see if the Christmas cracker quality screwdriver is up to the task of liberating KITT. Knight Rider was just fantastic. I mean, let's face it. It was a car, so if you're into cars, that was cool. It was a computer, so if you're into computers, which most of us watching these channels are, that was cool. Now, fast forward to modern day, and all this Tesla crap and self-driving car crap. Being a car enthusiast, and I like driving, it doesn't attract me at all. I don't like the idea of a car that does the driving for me. I honestly don't. So, why am I pointing that out? Well, because if they start saying, well, you have to have a self-driving car or a car with self-driving capabilities, please, somebody make one in this body, and then I'm interested. Give me a car that talks to me. Doesn't have to sound like KITT, because that would be quite hard to do, but give me a car that looks like this, or even, you know, 50% as cool as this. And make it talk, make it drive itself, make it look like a Trans Am Pontiac. And I will be interested in that. What you don't want to do is make it look like a Prius or an existing Tesla, because I'm sorry, they look shit. This looks fantastic. Now, look, I want to just point something out here. That is slammed, I think is the phrase. That is absolutely slammed. Now, when you watch Knight Rider, one thing you actually notice, especially watching as an adult, is how high the suspension actually was on this model of car. It's a lot higher than that. So that is, it's been modified. His suspension is, he's got too close to a JDM club, and he's much, well, it doesn't surprise me actually, because look at the other look at the other models that Jada toys bring out. Slammed, oversized rims. Let's look at the scale then. Actually, do you know what? That's not far off 124, is it? So maybe it is meant to be 124. Does it say on the bottom? I need my glasses. So I'll put, if it says anything about that being 124 there, A, you might be able to see it, and B, I'll put some text on the screen when I edit this together after I've looked at this model with my glasses on. But I'm not sure if that's claiming to be 124. But actually that's closer than it looked in the box to a Jada car's 124. The reason why I was interested in that is because I also have my Back to the Future car here. My Delorean, which I'm pretty sure is also meant to be 124. Does it look like it's the same scale? I don't know. I've never seen a Delorean next to a... Look, I'm sorry. These are ridiculously expensive to buy brand new. These actually come up not too expensive very often. I have, and this isn't a flex, this is a 1/18 scale car. I have a real life, some of you already know this, a real life Cayman S. If I sold it, I could potentially, and this is a 2007 model, if I sold my real life car of this, I could maybe stretch to buying an old beat up one of these. And the bizarre thing is, that's quite tempting. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I might do it. No, I'm not going to. It would be cool though. But it's something, look, it's something so many people have done. And I've actually sat in a replica KITT before. Insert photo now. Look, I'm happy with this. Like I said, I am denied as to whether I was going to buy it or not, but I did. And I like it. That is a nice thing for my retro room, even though it itself is brand new. No colouring in the lights, but that's fine. They were sort of smoked until you actually use them, which obviously we're not using them right now. Door opens, that side, nothing happens. Do the seats fold forward? No. Door closes. Does the bonnet open? Oh, the bonnet opens. There we go. We got that, I believe would be an LS, is it an LS1? V8? Not sure. These are General Motors cars, so yeah, I think they're an LS, but they're definitely a V8. And KITT was a V8, even though you had a turbine or something, and that's that sort of whistle that you heard over the top of the V8 grumble, but you can still hear the V8 in the episodes. And so with this particular one, if you open or close, so there must be a sort of a switch relay there. Open or close that. Let's get this out the way. Get the box out the way and have a nice clean shot of KITT. There he is. Zoom in for you a little bit there. Let's shut his door. And we're off on an adventure. So there we go. Don't want to hark on too much. Does the boot open? Oh, the boot opens. So it's quite a nice little model. I like it. So on sale, this was about $56. So let's call it, you know, just over £25 on sale, 20% off. But I'm sure you could get them cheaper online, but this was a brick and mortar store, so you do pay a little bit more. I like it. I'm actually really pleased I got that now. That's fantastic. I don't need a real one in the garage. I've got my Porsche. Oh, but damn, it would be tempting, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be a cool project to actually get one and turn it into modern self-driving? No, let's stop, because a homemade self-driving car is not something that I see as being safe on the roads, no matter how cool it would be. Let's leave it in the eyes of Hollywood and how cool that was. There we go. KITT, my very own KITT. I'm happy with that. There you go. Cheers, guys.